Hello and good day to you, my beautiful friends. I do hope you are well. Welcome to episode 92 of CrossButton VR, our journey into the world of VR. Now, I'm your host, Laurie, and it is an honor to be joined by one of the most dynamic influencers in the metaverse. It's Reece.
Am I that dynamic?
I feel like you are.
Explain yourself. No. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode.
No Alex again this week. And before anyone mouths off in the comments, just please know that Alex has had a bereavement in the family. So please give him no grief. He'll be back soon and we will send him all of our love. But how about you, Reece, this week? Are you well?
I've been feeling very tired this week.
Oh,
I don't know.
how come?
It's felt like a very long week, and I don't know why. But no, it's not been too bad. I've played quite a bit of VR here and there, a lot of different games, probably more than I will mention today. But yeah, maybe I might mention some of the mixed reality ones I've been playing just because.
Oh, you've been playing that one with all the stuff on the walls, haven't you?
I have.
I saw your tweet about that. We'll talk about that in a minute, because I'm really that is definitely on my quest wish list.
I'll add that to the list.
Adding it to the show notes. I can see him doing it in real time. He's like, fuck it, I'm going to talk about it.
There we go. Yeah, that's all added on. We'll talk about that one as well.
Okay, well, let's jump into that. And I wanted to start this week with what we've been playing, because I've been playing a new release on the PSVR2 that I'm really excited to talk about. Before we jump into that, though, just do our usual thing every week. If people would like to support us, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave us a comment, and make sure you find us on all of the socials you want at CrossButton VR. And that would be great, please, if you wouldn't mind just taking a minute. It doesn't take long. It's no effort. It really makes us happy. We'd love to hit 1,000 subscribers at some point in the next few months. So please help us make it happen.
It would be nice.
Oh, it would, wouldn't it?
It certainly would.
Hopefully
but soon.
What have we been playing? And let me please start, because I have been playing Mare, which is just released on PSVR2. This is formerly on Quest. I don't know. Do you know much about this one, Reece?
Steam as well, I believe, wasn't it?
Steam as well. Yeah, I think it's
been Steam. Yeah, I think it's both of them. All I know is it's quite is it eco or ico inspired. I've heard people say
eco. Yeah.
Looks quite charming.
I have never played eco, shockingly, but I have played The Last Guardian, which is also of the genre, the same ilk. And I love The Last Guardian. It's fantastic game, and this game definitely is like that, and it's brilliant. It's really something special. I love it. Okay. It's so I wish. I'm looking forward to hearing Alex's thought on it, because this is such an Alex game.
Nice.
It's such an Alex game. It's not as much a you game. You don't shoot anyone in it, Reece. So.
You don't shoot anyone.
No shooting. And I've
been intrigued by it though, so I'm very looking forward to playing it. I just didn't get time this week, sadly.
One of the coolest things about it is there's no controls. There's no buttons. It's all eye tracking based.
Can you turn that off and do it with controls?
It does give you the option when you start. You can
cool.
You can do point and click, but even then you're just pointing and just touching things to interact. So if you look at things and you hold your gaze on something, then it interacts with it. So in the game, you are basically controlling a mechanical bird thing through this really quite gorgeous kind of deserted castle town structure place. It doesn't really make much sense. It's like kind of that Isha painting of the optical illusion of the stairs that can disappear. It's kind of like an old ruined castle type thing with lots of stairs and walkways and things. And you find a young girl, and she trusts you and she follows you. You sort of save her from peril. You free her, and then she follows you around this place. And as the bird, you have to sort of go from perch to perch, and she will follow you wherever you go. And you have to guide her through the maze. And she helps you as well, because she'll open gates and doors and stuff. So she'll reveal other perches for you to look at and move to. And if you look at, there's some things you can look at, and it interacts with them, because with this bird can kind of channel electricity and the sparks and things, and interact to make things happen, start fires and zap baddies and things. There's all sorts of interactivity you can do, but it's really good. It just looks like some gorgeous painting. The art style is absolutely fantastic. It just it's I don't kind of how to describe it really. It's just gone.
I mean, the one thing I've kind of always thought when I've been looking at this game is that even though it came out a while back on these other platforms, it seems quite timeless. I feel like there's not been
Hmm.
many things like this still, and obviously now them kind of really taking advantage of the PSVR2, which is something we always cry for when these games come across.
Hmm.
The fact that they've used eye track, to make you play that way, I'm intrigued to try that because I think the last game I fully played in with eye tracking was is it Behind Your Eyes or is it that one?
Yeah, before your eyes.
That's the one. Why do I always click Behind Your Eyes? Yeah.
But this is such a nice chill game because it's a quite slow paced puzzle game. There's no urgency to what you're doing. You can take your time a bit, so you can really just sit back on the sofa. You don't have to worry about your controllers or tracking your hands where they're going. You just looking at what you want to interact with next. So it's so chill, and the music is lovely, um, and yeah, it's such a cool idea. The way you kind of have to guide this girl, she'll generally follow you, but depending on what order you go to the perches, and you kind of have to work out, okay, so if I go up here, she'll walk up these steps, and then if I zip over to that side, she'll then follow me along this bridge, and then if I go back to where I started, she'll be on the other side, and she'll follow. She always kind of walks towards you, but she kind of follows a logical place, so she'll follow the stairs and follow the route that you're taking. So it's like some big maze. So you can look at it and you think, okay, I can see all these series of steps and walkways and bridges and doorways and things. So I think if I go, you can kind of plan your route out. I think if I go there, then there, then there, she'll follow me, go up the stairs, down there, across there, around there, and down the other side, and then we'll get to where we need to be. And it's really satisfying, sort of plotting it all out and then watching her go where you like. And I'm probably about halfway through it so far, and there's a few moments where she'll get scared, and it's like the noise she makes is absolutely like, I think because I've got young daughters, and I can just imagine it being them almost. It's the noise that she makes when she's worried or fearful, and she does a little scream. And God, it's like a little dagger to my heart, Reece. It
It
really is. And
breaks me every
I would
time.
I would do anything as this mechanical bird to save her and help her. So
Well, I
yeah,
mean, I feel like that's quite a high thing to say that it kind of hits you there in that sense as well. I think that's quite
it's
powerful.
it's definitely an emotional game.
Oh, that's good to
Yeah, it's
hear.
a game with emotion. It is a very vague story. It's very like not really explaining what's going on. It's a bit like Eco and Last Guardian, all that kind of stuff. You just find yourself in a situation and you just logically think, well, okay, what can I do here? Okay, I'll follow this along. And um, yeah, there's a little tutorial when you're in the sky high up above, and then you fly down the storm. There's some really nice moments where it's got really good head rumble as you're flying through a storm, and you can kind of feel the rain and the wind on your face. It's very cool. It really
Headset
does look
haptics.
on the head thing. I mean, the
Ah,
controllers
cool.
you don't need to
Yeah,
be
no,
holding the
that's what I was saying.
controllers, but
The headset haptics when you say you
head.
feel the rain and wind and
Yeah,
whatever, you
yeah,
feel all that.
that's what
Oh,
I mean. The
nice. Brilliant.
headset haptics, and it's a really good rumble. The most kind of noticeable good rumble that I felt actually on the headset that I can
Since
think of.
Max Mustard. I think it gives you
Mm,
concussion when you get hurt.
maybe, yeah. But you just mentioned the timeless graphics. They are so pin sharp on this. I don't know what they've done. And look, and then you're going to need to be because you're looking at things and you have to kind of focus on them. And all the time I'm doing when I'm focusing on stuff, it's like, oh my God, that looks so pin sharp. How have they done this? And I don't get how some devs can make games that look so really pin sharp and some that look a bit blurrier. Why? Yeah, there's such a big difference in resolution on PSVR2 games. And I noticed when I took the headset off, so I was playing it and there was a knock at the door. So I took the headset off and I had my TV on at the time. And so I looked at the TV and I could see the foveated rendering in effect really because it was so blurry on screen, apart from like one point, which is obviously the last point that I was looking before I took the headset off. And
Yeah.
it just, yeah, it just highlighted for me just how incredible foveated rendering
You've
works.
made
When
me
you
even more excited to play it now. You know that.
when you're in the headset, everything just looks pin sharp, and just the speed at which, like, whatever you look at, it renders perfectly sharp. And then you take the headset off, and it's really blurry on the periphery. And I think how like it's magic how the headset does that. It's a real underappreciated like thing that it's doing there, and it just works so well that you don't even think about it. So yeah, fair play for Sony for that feature. But yeah,
Nice.
I think it's a great game. It's not a very long game. I think you could probably crack through it in around 3 or 4 hours, I guess. Um, yeah, it's just a really nice, chill, really nice time. So
Good
I
to
look forward
hear.
to trying to find out, see how it all ends.
I will. I'll jump into that over the weekend, and then you can hear my thoughts next week on it. I'll
Yeah.
give you. I'll give you my thoughts of somebody that doesn't really play a lot of games like this. Although I'll we're going to be talking about some of our Black Friday pickups. I will. I'm looking forward to saying some of the ones I've picked up, which doesn't seem like a me thing. So,
Mm.
but
Yeah.
anything more you want to say about it?
Well, just final point. Just you say it's not really a you game. I think for me, there's not enough VR games where you don't just run around shooting stuff. So I really love it for that. I love how it's such a different, calmer sort of experience, and this is the sort of thing I would like more of
Yeah,
from a headset from the VR space. So yeah, I love it for that reason.
yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, even like with was it Red Matter 1, that didn't really have any kind of shooting in it. And then when I played Red Matter 2, it's almost like they put that like underlining shooting element in it, and it was kind of like it didn't really need this.
Yeah, it's
Not that it
very
made it
just.
bad. It didn't make it bad in any way. I'm not saying that. It felt cool and I enjoyed those segments, and it did break up the pacing. But yeah, I'd agree with you. Not every game needs shooting, and that's why I'm quite interested to say some of my Black Friday pickups. Not that I remember the names of them, but I can go through the genres. I think they will quite be surprised with me.
Cool.
Mm.
Okay, well, that is what I have been playing this week and loving. Like I say, I'm just nearly halfway through on that one, so I shall hopefully finish it off next week and yeah, let you know how it
Chime in
goes.
with my thoughts. Strong
Yes,
first impressions for that one, definitely.
yeah, really strong. It's up there. I think for my favourite experiences on the headset. I would, if I could see it making my top 10. It's such a me sort of game. It's a really nice chill puzzle game, gorgeous graphics, gorgeous atmosphere. Um,
Nice.
it's what I want from it's what I like in games. So yeah, I hope it doesn't outstay its welcome and stays cool, and I keep enjoying it.
Hmm. Well, want me to jump into what I've been playing?
Yes, please do.
Right, we'll start off with the first one. I jumped into some Arizona Sunshine 2 with Alex. After we played
Nice.
Arizona Sunshine 1, we decided to play some of that. We didn't record anything. We just wanted to play some games, just to have a little bit of fun, a little bit of a laugh, with everything. So we played some of that last night. Well,
Hmm.
yeah, last night of the recording this. We had a lot of fun. It was a good laugh. So we did think about probably about 3 or 4 chapters. It feels like 3 or 4, and I feel like the remake one looks better than the second one now, which is crazy to say because I mean I know obviously they've
Yeah.
now overlaid it and things like that, but I feel like they would have made it on par. But I feel like it now looks better to the point where I'm like I want the second one to have that same update. It makes it like I was looking at the character's hands. I was like, these are small hands. Like the first one has bigger hands. It's almost like his
They're on
hands
max
have
hands.
shrunk over the course. Yeah, exactly. That's hence the
I wonder
joke.
if because Arizona Sunshine 2 is there's a lot more going on. There's a lot more zombies on
Yeah.
screen. There's bigger open
Oh,
areas.
definitely. Yeah.
So I just wonder if it's just harder work.
I
And
will.
I think I preferred the remake of the first one for that reason. I kind of prefer the sort of smaller. When you're walking through those giant airport spaces and they're just big open
Mate,
spaces.
so cool. And obviously having Buddy with you as well was great. And I feel like
It
Alex
is
was really
awesome.
enjoying that. Like I just turned around and noticed Alex had put a hat on him, and it just made us chuckle because I completely forgot that was even a thing you could do. But I will say, and I'll say their writing and humor is 10 times better in the second one than it was in the first. And I've never
Yeah.
really
Okay.
could compare these two because obviously I hadn't played the remake in such a
Mm.
the first one in such a long time when the second one came out. But playing for it now and hearing some of the dialogue moments, we were chuckling at some of the things that are said, whereas we didn't really laugh at too much of the stuff that the characters said in the first one. But in the second one, we were chuckling at some of the things, and then we was kind of playing off it and having a laugh with each other. And I feel like I wouldn't say the writing got better in the sense of you know the the way it's wrote because it just kind of seems very improved the way it's like. I feel like they just got him in a booth and he just kind of just said whatever and just hoped for the best that he would stick, and they were like, "Oh, that works here." Um, and something was making us chuckle, and it did. It just felt like something that like this person who's been on his own for so long would say to a dog or something that's around alive near him to talk to. And yeah, we was laughing at those, and I feel like now hearing those so close together from the remake and this one, I feel like I've appreciated hearing the writing stylization in the second one now, and I'm
Mm.
glad I've had that kind of. I'm glad I've started it again to have that appreciation.
Uh,
Um,
uh, I absolutely agree. The actor who plays the main character, he does a fantastic job, I think, in
yeah,
both games, but especially in the second one. I remember before it came out, there was like a making of video they put out, and it was like interviewing.
Yeah, and he's like
from
walking around the room,
the
weren't he, with the
cast and the
headset on, kind
devs.
of thing.
Yeah, he really does a good job of it. So.
And that's what I think they do, and that's what it does. It feels like it's just on the fly. It's none of it's just wrote. It's kind of like they've let him play through the whole game and just put him in a recording booth while he's playing the game and just heard what he said at these type of moments, like off of the top of his head. And if so, that's fantastic because it kind of makes you think of like this dude is kind of losing it in the sense of him being so alone for so long. I mean, then me wording it like that, the actor would probably be like, "Well, what a minute, you're trying to say I'm losing it as well because I'm talking like that on an improv scene." But either way, it feels a lot better in that sense. And I really have started appreciating the writing and the humor they've went through to put it in there.
Hmm.
So yeah, so we're probably going to be playing some more of that. You might see some gameplay videos that we'll do, but you know they might
I
not be yet.
I kind of want you to join up because Arizona Sunshine. When you're playing it alone, you get to a bit, you think like you just it's so obvious, like, and it knows that you know what it's going to do. Like it's like, oh, God, as soon as I hit this switch,
Yeah,
everything is gonna the lights are gonna go off, and there's gonna be 1,000 zombies. They're all gonna run over through that door. You can just tell like what setup is exactly like you can in a zombie movie. So it's not
yeah,
like lazy writing on their part. It's like they know but it still doesn't change the fact. And I'm just like, oh God, I wish I wish there was another player here with me because this is so like can't deal
yeah.
with the stress of this moment that's about to come.
I think the funniest thing with like playing it in co-op is like I think it's the mask sometimes. Like Alex always finds like the most random mask to throw on his face, and he'll be standing there like this feels like somewhat of a serious scene of like the zombies piling through, and also I just turn around and just see this mask he's wearing. Like, where the fuck did you even find that kind of thing? He's like, oh, it's just over there in the corner, and it's just silly. Like they really break up them parts, and obviously with this one being able to like grab the zombies and move them around and throw a ball to Buddy and get him to fetch stuff. It kind of added that, bit of humor. And every time you start a chapter, the dog is literally peeing on the floor. And we was just like, oh, he's peeing again kind of thing. And that was adding more humor and just a little bit more enjoyment for us to laugh at. So, no, I think these games in co-op absolutely shine. And then when we got to the trolley scene, mate, Alex loved that. He was just ramming the zombies at the trolleys. He was laughing. So it was a good laugh. We both really enjoyed playing some of that, and I think we're going to dive back into it definitely because yeah, it's a good game. It really is. It proves to you that not every game has to be serious. You can have these really good looking games, but have a nice humorous underlining tone to them.
Hmm.
So no, I'm happy with that one. I'm glad of what they did.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if to keep I'm going to keep the hype going with things I've enjoyed first, and then we'll come back to a new game that's coming out as of today, or the embargo's released as of today. But we'll dive into Walltown Wonders because I know you want to hear a little bit about this. So this is that one made by Cyball. If you don't know who they are, they made Hubris, which is that absolutely visually stunning game on PSVR2, Quest, and PC.
Hmm.
Absolutely stunning. Walltown Wonders takes a very different approach. Obviously, they've decided to make a mixed reality game, which seems a bit like I thought they would have made another part of Hubris or something within that kind of spectrum because of how
Do,
great that was.
do you think they're just trying to, as a team, just like push the boundaries of what can do in VR? So they're like,
I
right,
think they're just trying different things. I think we've said this before. Like VR always seems like it's in its infancy. There's so many people want to try different things, and I am all for that. And with this game, I feel like this is one of the mixed reality games that when you load it up and you see it for the first time, you go, "Wow, this is magical." And it really does feel magical. You can play it with your controllers or you can play it with your hands. I'd recommend playing it with your hands, but I'd make sure you have a well lit room. But like basically, these people were living inside your walls, which for me, I don't know if anyone remembers the movie The Borrowers, whereas people coming out. I think it was John Goodman, was it? Maybe I don't know. I might be wrong there.
yeah, the
Um,
borrowers, yeah,
was he in that? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I remembered rightly. This is a film I used to watch as a kid, and it makes me think of that, like people living inside your wall. Whereas, you know, but with this, you're kind of, it's almost like a settlement type of game where you have to harvest materials each day to upgrade certain things, plant to make food for the civilization. And all this is happening inside your wall, and you're building these structures that are coming out of your wall. I have a lot of things covering my walls. So it does make it a little bit difficult to get that full enjoyment. So I tried doing it on the biggest wall, which is behind me. And it got to the point where the civilizations got too big and I had to kind of like turning around and things like that, which kind of lowered the magic. So I feel like for these type of games or this type of game, you're going to want to have a big wall that's just plain, which I feel like in a lot of houses, nerdy rooms like mine might be a little bit more of a struggle. But either way, it worked, and it is truly magical. Like there's a bit where the character's like, "Oh, can you give me a lift?" And you literally just put out your palm, and it walks onto the palm of your hand, and you're looking at this little person on your hand. You're like, "How the hell is this happening? How is this?
That's so cool.
How is this a thing?" Like, and it just blew my mind. Like, this is where we're at with technology.
Are you
And I
holding
had
the controller at the time or not? No,
no,
you're
no,
not,
I
are
was
you?
I
No.
actually I did it with hand tracking. So this little person inside of my hand, and if you go like that and tilt your hand, it slips off and falls off your hand to the point where you have to grab it again. And I was like, this
It's a
is
shame there
just
can't be some sort of haptics. You could feel it with just a hand. That would be so
that
scary, wouldn't it?
that would be cool, wouldn't it?
Wear
Haptic
some sort
gloves
of
or something.
glove.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
man, that would be
but
really cool.
literally, I it just incited this really like magical feeling to me. I think it was, and it was really nice. And I mean, the only time I had issues with it is when I had to kind of move some of the structures to another wall and it was a bit darker in that corner because it made me move them to the door, and then I had a little bit of issues there. But that's more so my play area, not the game itself. The game itself functioned really great for me, and it just but yeah, that moment like where you had to hold this person in your hand and it's like, oh, can you lower me down onto the surface down there so I can try mining and find this person? And you literally just drop them on the floor and then they do a little bit of digging and then they find this other person that now adds another person to your civilization. And then you kind of like, well, she walked off on my floor and I was like, um, where's she gone? I've lost her. Like I was like, but all of a sudden the mayor was back up the top. I didn't have to lift him back up there. He was up there, and I was like, but where's the woman that he drops on the floor to pick you up? And I was like really concerned for this character, and then it was just I don't know. It was just a really really charming, feel good game. There were some more difficult moments. There's a bit where you have to kind of like guide a plane to on the platform. You have to go like that to guide it around and I kept crashing it. And I was like, he's like, fly it straight. And I was like, but you've went onto my wall in an angle, so I can't fly it straight. Um, but yeah, it eventually got it working. But one of the other really cool things, which is something I do every time, is like when a new structure's built, I get right close to the wall to the point where you can look inside the structure. You can see the different things inside of there, like in the mines.
Mm.
And there's, you can see their paperwork, their tools, their food. And
Yeah,
it's
I
just
love that sort of stuff in VR where you can see like little diorama, little structures and stuff. Like
it's crazy.
Little Cities did that as well, where you
Yes.
can just see like little hot air balloons going through the air, and you can really get in close to them, and they're like right up in your face. Demio as well, really just been able to just get right up close to these little intricate models.
This is the one game where I felt like I wanted to really get close, and it's like even when the structures appear on your wall, like parts of the plaster come off your wall and things like that. I was like, I don't know, it just added that extra feel to it. It was just, I don't know, they've done a really good job of this. They should be really proud of it. I think it's a very unique mixed reality game. And I think we're at this point with mixed reality games where everything feels new with them. There's a few that are all doing the same thing, which is like, oh, there's zombies breaking into your house, shoot them, which isn't a bad thing. But there's now like there's now like 5 different games that have done this same thing where there's somebody coming into your room and you've got to kill them. And that's been done with Stride Faces, their mixed reality things.
Yeah.
They're cool, but they don't incite this magical feeling that
Yeah, I
I
was
would
gonna say
expect.
it sounds cool. That to me it sounds like no, I don't want that. I don't want
Yeah,
it's even more
like
stressful just to see like zombies trying to smash my
it's even
windows
back
down
to
and get
yeah,
me.
exactly, and it's a bit much like to do that. And I wouldn't say it's stressful or anything. It's just more so of like I feel like I can do this in an actual VR game and it feeling better than somebody breaking into my room for me to shoot at them. It just
Yeah, it doesn't need to be your own home, does it? It's kind of a sort
nah,
of emotional
exactly.
kind
They're,
of
they're,
yeah.
they're
I don't. I
cool
do
for
it that
30
nice.
minutes kind of thing. They're cool for 30 minutes, but this just felt magical. I felt like I was like in a movie that you would watch when you was a kid growing up, and this is your life. You have these people in your wall kind of thing, and that's how this game made me feel. And for them to incite that feeling, yeah, really, really good work. I mean, there's other mixed reality games that I've played that I've went, because I always thought mixed reality was a gimmick when I first saw the videos that Meta were pushing, and and that's because it's the same thing with VR. Until you try it, you ain't going to believe in it. And mixed reality works the same way. And I think where it's now quite a new thing, the way they're trying to push it quite heavily. Like I think the first one I tried was First Encounters, and as soon as you saw like the spaceship just drop through your ceiling, I was like, okay, I understand this now. I get why they're trying to push this. This is absolutely cool. Again, that was another one where you're just shooting things, but seeing all your walls tear down and then becoming this other environment was really cool. But yeah, Walltown Wonders, definitely one to check out. A lot of fun. Make sure you've got a big wall. Obviously, it's going to be it's going to be a bit difficult. Otherwise, you're going to be placing
need a
things.
bigger wall.
That's the thing. You can turn around and place it all other things, but like I was having structures coming out of my window and things like that, and it's like that kind of ruined the immersion of this Walltown Wonders because there's not a wall there. There's a blind, and it just didn't feel as cool because there was plaster coming off of a blind. I was like, well, that doesn't seem right, kind of thing. But no, they've done a good job. I think it's really magical, and I think a lot of people will see the magic in this game and kind of be like, I mean, just the point where you hold a character in your hand, I think that's enough to make you go, what? This is cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the idea you can tip them off as well. It's really smart. That's really.
Oh, no, they're dropping. I was like, I've got to quickly grab them again.
But there's got to be some, like, you could take that further.
Certainly. There's a lot more they can do with it.
Imagine, like, is it Black and White, that game where you're basically playing as like a god and you had all your little people? Imagine like a Warcraft.
Just a war,
game.
or just a war
just
playing
like a
out on your
Warcraft game.
floor.
No, just imagine, like Warcraft on your floor, and you could just pick up the enemies and just like put them down the battlefield. Like you are this kind of godlike figure that just looks over the battlefield and can just pick up units and just drop them where they need to be and just have got the power to do that. It would be so cool. So,
and I think the future of mixed reality is looking bright. And I think, now I'm going to jump into the next mixed reality game I've played, because obviously mixed reality is something that's to be played in your own environment. Multiplayer is not really a big thing in it, which some people don't care about that. That's fine. But it's Last Stand is another mixed reality game that's came out, and this is made by the people that made Cabin, which is one that was really pushed for mixed reality, where the zombies break into your house, which I was just saying. And I wasn't criticizing that game. I do like that game. I was just trying to say a lot of people have now copied that aspect and went for the similar thing. So Last Stand takes a similar formula to the Cabin. You have zombies breaking in, but you're trapped inside of a mall. And on the other side, facing you, is your friend you're facing off in multiplayer. So they're having the same encounter in their house where people are breaking in and they're having to kill them, but while trying to take you out. So you're having this 1v1 battle, shooting at each other, hiding behind your surfaces, your structures, diving around on the floor and things like that, while having this quite competitive 1v1 battle. And on paper, I feel like this is not captivating you as much as Walltown Wonders. The Wonder's not in the title for you here, is it, Laurie?
Go on, keep going.
This felt absolutely fantastic. Like,
okay, cool.
I was diving on the floor, diving onto my sofa, trying to dodge getting shot. I had the cat in the room, and then the dog came in the room. I was like, get out, this isn't working. Like,
your pets are like,
yeah. Well, Lexi thought I was mucking around, so she just started laying on the floor, like, oh, come on, just give me some fuss, man. And I was like, move, cat. But no, it was a really cool concept. I don't know how long it would last because it is a 1v1 battle. You can do solos, but then that kind of loses that element of what the 1v1 multiplayer aspect is. But really cool concept, a lot of fun. And I think if you play it with the right people, you're going to have that really good laugh of, hiding your own cover. And
only $4.99 as well. Just
it's really, really cheap. Good laugh. I definitely recommend checking that one out as well. I mean, it's been done before in the sense that's why I'm probably not going to dive into this as much as Walltown Wonders. Zombies jump in, you shoot those, ammo drops, you pick up the ammo, you take shots at your friend. You both have 3 lives. You can get other weapons, but me and my friend couldn't figure out how to get other weapons, so we were just using pistols the whole time, which just we found quite funny. Yeah, definitely worth checking out. Had a lot of fun with that one.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Now let's dive into the game that's coming to PSVR2 this week, I'm assuming. I don't know what the actual date is. All I know is the embargo is for today. They didn't give us any time, so we're just assuming that, when there's no time, they've said 3rd of December for us. Just the day this episode drops. Anyways, Dead Land Polygon. If anybody remembers Dead Land, it was a PSVR 1 game where you were kind of going along a field and you had to that was pretty much it, and hit zombies. I think that was it anyway. There was a lot of weird games that came out of the PSVR 1 that seemed like shovelware. This is no different. I'm sorry. I know. And I think a lot of people have already raised this concern on Twitter. Not Blue Sky, because we don't...
No, we don't mention Blue Sky now.
No. Why am I not mentioning Blue Sky anymore? It's not cool anymore.
Twitter now, sorry. Twitter.
Oh, Twitter, yeah.
Sorry.
Twitter's a cesspool. Take that, Elon. Anyways,
I showed
Dead,
him.
yeah, Dead Land Polygon. It's a shooting range game. That's all it is. It's a shooting range game. But when you load it up, you go, it doesn't look too bad. And then I realised I was about 15 foot tall, and pressing the recenter button didn't work. But hey, teleport movement, that fixed it. But teleport movement is all you can do anyway. There is no free movement. There is no smooth turning. There's only snap turning, which you know how I feel with that. There's 3 guns, a pistol, an assault rifle, and a shotgun. Yet there is 5 other slots on the wall or whatever to have other weapons, but there's nothing there. So that's already odd. You take shots at a single, target practice range type thing, or you can do the one where you shoot metal signs of zombies. That's it. And that's all you do. There's no background music. The gun seemed to be working fine, and then I started having occlusion issues and aiming issues with it after a while. It's disappointing. It really is. I mean, unless this is like $3.99, then you might get some enjoyment as a target practice game, but I don't see you getting much enjoyment out of this. I'd say go pick up Gun Club or something like that, which will give you that more premium style of FPS type of shooter.
I'm just reading the PSN blurb for this. It's battle waves of polygon-shaped zombies. What? What do you mean a polygon-shaped zombie? Like a 5-sided zombie? What? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Is that just like they look like some sort of Virtua Fighter type thing?
Not even that, mate. I'm going to be honest with you, the pictures of the survivors that you're not meant to shoot look like something ripped out of The Last of Us. Like, it just looked like they've went, what's the closest thing we can get to Ellie's character? Let's do that, but change a piece of the clothing. I mean, some people might get enjoyment from this, but if you're a trophy hunter, this is where I'm going to be like, this game might be worth a pretty penny to you. I got the platinum in 25 minutes. That's it.
Wow.
25 minutes is all it took. I mean, it says I played for 15 minutes. I've got the TV on. It says I played for 15 minutes. I'm going to say it's probably a 10 minute on top of this. I'm going to say 25 to 30 minutes. That's all you need for the platinum. And it's literally shoot the target this amount of times with this gun, get this amount of points, and that's it. Constantly. That's.
Well, I'm glad, Reece, you play these games, so I don't have to.
Yeah, it's disappointing. And it's always a shame because obviously, yes, we did get sent keys to this. They did reach out and ask if we could, play it and discuss it. And I feel like when games are like this releasing, I don't know. I feel like maybe this is not what PSVR2s are going to want.
It sounds like you've hit the nail on the head, though. You explained it's a 20-minute platinum, so I think that's probably the game they're trying to make. And
yes,
I don't know what the price is, but a lot of people would happily buy anything for 20 minutes for a platinum.
I will say, let's compare it to the last shovelware game we had, which was the Street 10. I would say this is considerably better. It functions better.
There you go.
And it does feel like a shooting range game. So when you compare it to that, it works. But when you compare this game to its core mechanics of being a shooting range game, you want to compare it to something like Gun Club. And then that makes it look like this has been made 20 years ago and not meant to be released, kind of thing. I think some people get enjoyment from it. And I will say, in the time that I played it, which was very short, obviously, 25 to 30 minutes, I did enjoy some of it. I wasn't bored. I wasn't like, what is this kind of thing? I was more just disappointed that this is something that is releasing because it's going to be that kind of people churning it out and going, oh, look at the shovelware that's now coming out on PlayStation. We don't want it. I get there's a market for it and I get that it has to be done. But yeah, some people might enjoy it. It's not the worst thing I've ever played on the PSVR 2. But it's certainly not the best thing, and it's certainly not something I would say to people, go out of your way to buy. But hey, if it goes on sale for like $199, $299, you've got a nice, easy platinum there. So
people will buy it just for that reason. I think, despite everything you said, I think a lot of people will be like, hey,
if we didn't get sent this, and somebody said to me, it said an easy platinum, and it was like $3.99, $4.99, I'd probably buy it.
Of course you would, you little trophy bitch.
I love a good platinum.
You are my little trophy whore.
Ooh. Right, let's move
I
on
still,
to
I
the
still haven't
news.
investigated. I don't think you can switch trophies off, can you? I just wish there was a way.
No, stop it, Laurie. We
You
need
can
them.
opt out of the whole thing. For me, I don't think you do what you like with them. If it pleases you, then I'm happy for you. Okay, let's move on to the news. There's not a huge amount to talk through
No?
this week, so we'll kind of quick fire some of these, I think. But Walkabout Mini Golf, ever reliable. It's got a new course out on December the 5th, which is a few days after this episode is going to be dropping, and that is the Holiday Hideaway. And this is basically a kind of log cabin in a snowy type scene with lots of Christmas decorations inside of it. And I'm really excited to try this one out. I love kind of Christmassy themed games, and I think there should be more of them. This kind of joins Kayak VR with its Christmas update that I had last year. But it's it's great. I love. There should be more games that people just play around Christmas. There's loads of Halloween games, so why shouldn't there be more festive Christmas games? So.
Exactly.
And it's not Christmas; it's Holiday Hideaway. So I'll just say it's for all the holiday season, no matter what you celebrate. But yeah, it looks
do
good.
like a good walkabout mini golf.
I'm sure it'll be as much fun as ever to play.
Yes.
But like the courses, all of them always offer something nice, and I'm sure this one will just have. I'm sure I haven't played it yet, but I'm sure the music will be really cozy and nice, and sleigh bells ringing, and it will be really good. I think because they always make really good stuff. These guys. So yeah, we'll give that one a go.
Nice.
We'll give that one a go and share our
Certainly
thoughts on
will.
that one shortly.
Well, maybe you did the same purchase as me in Black Friday, so maybe we'll play it together.
Oh, I don't know. We'll come back to that.
Yeah, we will.
Next up, Aces of Thunder has been delayed into 2025, coming next year now. I don't think it was supposed to be Q4 2024. I don't think anyone really expected that now. We haven't heard from it or seen anything.
I think everyone's happy about it in the sense like there's a lot of stuff coming out, and I think this is one that a lot of people are excited for. So the better polished it is, the more happier people are going to be.
Yeah, and it featured in. Sony did a new advert for PSVR2,
Yeah,
which
I saw that.
I'm not counting that as news because fucking like it's an advert for Christ's sake. But it was interesting the games that they included in that. And this was one of them. But yeah, I mean it's nice of them anyway to see that Sony are promoting the headset, and obviously it's been on Black Friday this week, and there's been a big spike in sales again. So that's very exciting. Welcome anyone new to the ecosystem. Plenty to catch up on. But not Aces of Thunder yet, because you'll be waiting until next year to play that one. Next up, I don't know how exciting this is going to be to people, but Hellsweeper VR is getting an update, and it's now expanding co-op support to 3 players. Was it 2 before, I'm guessing? Or
Yeah, it was 2 before, yes.
Yeah, so now me, you, and Alex can jump into Hellsweeper VR, and Alex and I can run around not knowing what we're doing, and you can play the game for us. So,
to be fair, I played this one after all the criticism came out for it. I remember picking it up, and it was when it looked better. This is one of the first games I think I played in a long time where it actually made me feel VR sick physically. And that's not because of it's a bad game or anything. It's because I have never flipped in VR. And when you flip in that game, it literally is like, ugh. So it took a good few times of me having to go to the point where I was like, yeah, this is cool. While spewing out vomit, going, oh, this is amazing. But no, it's a really cool game. And I think with 3 players, it's going to be more of a laugh. But no, I've played it a few times. Looking forward to actually jumping back into that.
Cool. Okay. Next up is 90s Extreme Skiing, and this is a new game from the Snow Scout developers, and it sounds like they're just taking their mechanics and systems that they built for Snow Scout, and they're spinning it off into a 90s themed extreme skiing game. So expect there'll be lots of
good on them
slopes and pink neon jumpsuits and lots of 90s sort of music.
You better have a ski instructor who has that proper like vibrant tracksuit on. Like, if you don't, then this game's a flop. You better add that. Okay, obviously it won't be a flop just because that, but add that, please. Glad they're doing this.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, if it gets them, if they've done all the work already, not all the work, but if they've done a big chunk of the work already, and they can just put out a new game with the same software, the same engines, the same engine, and get another hit of cash from it, then good for them. But they're saying there's going to be 20 tracks in 8 different areas. No multiplayer initially, but it sounds like that was something they add. They're saying they expect it will cost around $15. So
Not too bad. Not
yeah,
too bad at all.
they're trying to pitch it as this is not going to be like a big epic game. This is just a sort of mid-sized game, bit of fun. Describe it as 80% reverence and 20% parody for the extreme sports video games of the 1990s. So yeah, I guess that's like 1080 snowboarding kind of thing.
Fair play. Yeah, I think everyone that played this game really complimented how well the skiing was done. So
Yeah,
I am happy they've done this. I really am.
I remember saying when we kind of reviewed or talked about Snow Scout,
Yeah.
it's like there's a really good skiing game here, but you wouldn't necessarily know it from all the marketing and the like. You could just play this game and just ski, and I was surprised that there wasn't a just let me ski mode. Just turn off the story and just let me go on the slopes and ski.
Basically, they took everyone's. This is a really good skiing game, but it's not that. And then it was like, well, one minute, we should just make a skiing game because it seems like everybody wants this.
It's like I like the skiing. I'm not really fussed about going and picking up rubbish. Can I just do skiing?
I don't want to be helpful.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can. I mean, in 90s.
Snow Scout, cool game. But this seems really cool as well. So yeah, I like the fact they're going for the 90s theme. Lots of 90s music. I'm intrigued to the track list they go with. I wonder if they'll license it. Yeah, they're not going to license it. Are they?
But then again, there's probably enough musicians out there that still make that kind of like synthwave 90s pop stylized music that I think they could get some good tracks from.
Just
like,
whatever you do, please don't ask AI to make you a track. Yeah, get the Synth Riders. You know what? They should just get the Synth Riders people to do some tracks.
Yeah. Can we share your licensing fees for the?
License it from Synth Riders, and then it'd be like a collab, and that'd be cool.
Ooh, that'd be nice. Yeah,
and then they could do like a skiing themed Synth Riders course in exchange. Anyway, I digress.
We don't know. We'll see when it comes out. I'm sure we'll be speaking about
it. Final story. Tell us, Reece, about the Armory R1.
Yes.
Cool.
So, right. Something we don't ever speak about on here, and obviously with me being such a big shooter, or as Alex says, shooty, shite player, VR gun stocks, they're not really something we ever talk about. I've used them. I've got a couple. No, and I mean, we don't really speak about a lot of accessories, so maybe one episode, if people would be interested, maybe we should do like our favourite PSVR2 accessories. I've used quite a few, and there's some cool ones I think people would like. But anyways, I've used a couple of gun stocks as it is, but I always find them quite not user-friendly, quite cumbersome, and they take a while for you to get used to when playing VR because of most of them use a front magnet system, so you have to take the front magnet off, reload your gun, and then try and find that magnet again with a VR headset on while in the middle of the game to lock it back into place. And as you can imagine, I feel like by the look on your face right now, you're thinking, how the fuck are you supposed to do that?
I'm thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay. Trying to imagine magnets. Okay.
Listeners, muscle memory and many hours of playing it. But the Armory R1 comes from a designer called Brett. He's been working on this, I think he said, for 6 years. But he's been trying to get it, he didn't want to do a 3D printed product because a lot of, stocks are 3D printed and they charge about £80 for these 3D printed stocks that they've made in their house with a bit of glue and some bolts and magnets. So he wanted to go for the injection mold route, a more premium feel with, some proper piping and things like that to make it feel premium for the price that you'd ask for it. And one thing he's done that really intrigues me with this product, and one thing why I wanted to actually speak about it, is he's got rid of the front magnet, which I find quite difficult for people getting used to using a gun stock. So instead of using a magnet on the front, he's made it so you basically place your hand on this padding at the front, and then you rest your hand on that. And you kind of pull back. So the way that will work is obviously it stabilize your aim, but you're not trying to find this magnet because you've got this big padding at the front for you to rest your arm on. And I feel like that's going to be quite... I mean, I haven't tried it. I am going to be trying one, and I will speak about it more once I've tried one. But I feel like that's going to be something really cool and quite user-friendly for people to get used to and probably more comfortable. And I think it's about 400 grams, maybe. So it's quite lightweight for you to use. And this is compatible with Quest, PSVR2, Vive. literally every headset he's thought of is pretty much there. He's making it so this is going to be compatible as much as he possibly can. But yeah, he got funding for it. He's it's now going ahead. He's got his big production, and his pre-orders are going to be going out. He's hoping for pre-orders to be going out soon. And then pre-orders are going to be there's going to be a promotional price for the pre-orders, which is $89.95, which is around about £71. I'm not too sure about the shipping prices because it's an American company. He is going to be looking at shipping prices. He's trying to figure out a fair way to make this work for everyone, which I think is really nice. He did like an introduction video, and he's basically, I think it's quite good watching. So I mean, I'd say go type in Armory R1 and just have a watch of that video as well.
It does look cool. It does look cool. Looks like a bit sort of similar shape to that Farpoint one that.
Yes, the old AIM controller. So yeah, the pre-order price £71. After that, it will be going up to £98. But again, if you look at some of the 3D printed ones that are like £85 without shipping, this isn't 3D printed. It's injection molded. It's going to be a lot more premium quality. So take that into account. But yeah, I'm really excited to try it. I like gun stocks, but there's a lot.
Do you?
A lot. I like my gun stocks. No, I like them, but
I like guns. Okay, cool.
I play VR for my weapons. But sorry, every American listener. Anyways, but yeah, every time I use one, it's either like it becomes quite cumbersome after an hour of playing, or it becomes a bit frustrating just for that hurdle of getting used to finding out where the magnets are. So I mean, I'm excited to try this one. I really am, and I will be sharing my thoughts when I get my hands on it and do some testing. But yeah, I thought I'd share that just in case anyone out there with a PSVR2 or a Quest is looking at getting this, and you can get it for your Quest, and then you can change out the cup for the PSVR2 version. You don't have to buy two different stocks. You can change it all out. It's interchangeable with the different controllers. He'll be selling those separately and things like that. I will say the cup for the controller holders will be 3D printed. That'll be the only thing 3D printed. But he has shown me the PSVR2 one, and it's probably one of the better 3D printed PSVR2 cup holders I've seen. So, yeah, I'm excited. Keep your ear out to be hearing more on that.
Wonderful. Cool. Well, what have you been picking up this? Obviously, this week's been Black Friday, and the week's leading up to now as well. Today, we're recording this is Black Friday itself. Although it seems like there's worse deals today than there have been in the week or so up to now, which is weird. Black Friday used to just be literally one day, everyone would go nuts, and now it's like the whole month of November basically. When it actually gets to
like
Black
2
Friday,
weeks beforehand.
The deals today don't seem to be
so tired out.
So good. Yeah.
You
picked up something exciting though.
Yeah, as I raised above my head there, I picked up the Legion Go. I've been contemplating getting a Steam Deck for the longest time, and I've been saying to myself, I will wait until Black Friday, because surely they'll drop the price of the OLED. It's been out for a year, why not? Steam did not drop the price of the OLED. Instead, they dropped the price for the LCD Steam Deck by 15%.
Who wants that piece of shit?
I don't want that, man. I don't want that.
Not you.
256 gigabytes? No, piss off. I don't want that. So I was really intrigued by a Steam Deck. I have been since WASD when I first played one. Yes, disappointed they didn't drop the OLED one down in price. But even when you add the LCD one to the basket, it's not registering the discount anyway, so I don't know what's going on there. But anyways, Andrew, you know Andrew from Debug. If you haven't heard of Andrew, well, now you have. He has a Legion Go, and when we was at WSD, he because Ben was playing.
I was there. I was there. Yeah, I saw him.
Ben was playing his Steam Deck.
He whipped it out and whacked it down the table.
Risky. So he showed us all his Legion Go, and we was like, it's a big device. Like, I mean, it's not a small handheld device. It's cumbersome. It feels weighty, but it feels premium, and I'm really happy. I think I got it's $479.99 with the charging dock, which is usually £50. Argos says it's usually around about £650 to £700 RRP. So I feel like I got a really good deal on this one. Like, I feel like every time I get something in a sale, it's never that good. But this one, I feel happy with my purchase. Yeah. But if anyone doesn't know what Legion Go is, it's basically a portable PC in a sense. Think of a Switch, but with a PC instead. You've got Joy-Cons, you can take them off and use them as a mouse. and it runs some pretty heavy hitters. You can play Space Marine 2 on it, which only came out this year, which is a stunning game visually. But you have to tweak a lot of the settings. It kind of takes out that convenience side of a portable gaming device and adds this. Oh, 1 minute I got to change the resolution. Oh, I've got to change all this. Which, if you're not a PC person, you probably won't want to do all that. But for somebody like me, I'm enjoying what I've been playing so far, and I'm really happy with my purchase. I also picked up a few other things. U-Edge socks, yes, or huge socks.
They are huge socks. I feel like I wasn't paying attention one day, and you lot was talking about these socks, and now I just can't avoid. There's just constant chat about socks. I just don't know what is
I
going on
don't.
with these socks. You've all been brainwashed by Big Sock.
Yeah, there's a huge backstory to it. It come from EGX weekend, but yeah, huge socks or U-Edge, depending on who you are and how you want to pronounce them. The most comfortable socks I've ever worn in my life. Thank you, Smark, for recommending these endlessly, tirelessly, and forcing these U-Edge socks onto everyone. So yeah, absolutely worth every penny there. I also bought a shit ton of digital games.
Go on, just list them off.
Steam.
Don't talk about each of them. Just list off. Give us a roll call.
No, I'm
Give me a sizzle reel.
not even going to talk about them because I
sizzle reel
can't
of-
remember. I can't remember which ones I
But
bought.
so many games, you can't even remember them. You're like just some sort of
right on Steam.
decadent.
I bought Forgive Me Father, which is Doom inspired. 1 and 2 of that. I bought Tripang, which is a shooter. On Quest, they've got a game sale. Finally picked up Bone Lab, loving it. Very janky. And like I said, this is what's going to surprise you. I bought a lot of narrative, story-driven games. Quest have these sections of games that are kind of like movie-type games, like 20, 30-minute experiences for like £2-3. They were on sale for like 45% off. So I picked up quite a lot of these to just sit down and watch in VR because I think they might be quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of games. A lot of I finally picked up Underdogs. Yeah, I can't remember them all. I literally went through and just started picking up stuff. But a lot of digital stuff. Oh, and PS Plus. There you go.
You got PS Plus. So you okay? I thought that's what you were alluding to earlier. I haven't picked it up yet, and I still might do, but I'm just like I don't know. I don't actually know. I know it's a really good price at the moment, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
perfect, time to get it. But I'm like, it's still £84 if you get premium, and the way they've priced it, it's like, I would have only got extra, but it's only £7 more to get premium. So I'm like, well, you might as well, if you're going to get it, you must get the premium one. And it's like best buy of £100, and I'm just looking at the games I've got already. Like I already own to play. I've got kind of queued up to play. It's going to be at least 6 months worth there, and I don't know. I've still got Game Pass till next May as well, and there's quite a few big games coming out for that, like Indiana Jones, in the next few months. So I'm like, I was 100% sure I was going to pick up PS Plus at this Black Friday weekend, but I don't know. I just don't think I need it still, and yeah. And I'm quite skint because of everything else that I bought. So I'm
gonna put it from my perspective, somebody who's had premium since day one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have not got my money's worth from it ever.
No.
Ever. It's been I get my money's worth from the multiplayer stuff, which I would still be buying for £50. I've always bought it when it's on sale, never bought it full price.
Yeah.
But even then I still feel like I have not got my money's worth from this service. Just simply because you know how much we have to play. Well, not we have to play. How much we play for VR. How much we contribute our time towards that as well. You spend more time playing flat gaming than I do. I think I downloaded 2 games on premium this month, and that's the first time this year I've downloaded anything from premium.
And the premium games.
And again, I renewed it. I don't know why. It's just because of the sale. I was like, oh, £89.
Because you've just been conditioned. They've trained you well.
Sony have got their grips into me somehow, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list of games on Extra, and I'm like, there's nothing there that I want to play more than I've got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to play through. I've got Horizon Forbidden Zero Dawn remake or remastered to play through, and those two would just take me months on their own. I've still got some Switch games to play. I've still got some Xbox games to play. I will play Assassin's Creed Shadows on day one when that comes out in February. So I'm just like, and that's gonna, I'll still be playing all the stuff I've got, and that till like May, and that'll be the Days of Play. So I'm like, well, if I wait till May, Days of Play it'll be on sale again then, and my Game Pass would have run out then as well. So I feel like I should get more. But then I'm like, but then I do have the PS5 Pro, which I'd much rather play these games on than the Series Potato. So
Serious Potato. Get yourself a Legion. There you go. Sorted. I believe
no,
you're
I'm
better
not
than
buying any
Serious
more.
Potato.
I'm not buying any more devices. Not awful. Can't be doing with
Or
it.
so your missus just walks in like, what have you bought now, Laurie? I'm sorry. Here's another dog.
Yeah, that would work. So my pickups. So the PS5 Pro, obviously, I bought before Black Friday, but
Yeah.
Argos have been selling it really cheap, and at one point they were selling it for like
650, I think it
659.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like 40 quid off basically. So I messaged their like chatbot, and I was like, can I? I was like, can I get a refund of the difference? Because this is ridiculous. Like it's like the day after it got sent to me, you put on sale, and they were like, yeah, no worries. So that wasn't a Black Friday purchase, but I kind of got a Black Friday
You
price
kind of feel like you did
retrospectively.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
So little tip there: if anyone has bought it and like it's pissed off that it's now on sale, because I think everywhere's got it for at least 689, so it's like tenner off. You
Yeah.
can probably contact your retailer you got it from, and they'll probably give you a refund of the difference.
Yeah, I think there's like a pre-order price policy, isn't it, or something like that, or
Yeah, I
maybe
mean
they
it
could
is
have worked.
taking the piss really, especially
Yeah,
because I think a lot of people would have bought them or may have bought them for a Christmas present for someone, so it may just be sat there unopened still.
yeah.
So you'd be like, look,
If it is sitting there and they deny it, then just return it and buy it again.
yeah, well, that is a lot of faff to go through. So you could
It
just
is
say
a
to
lot of
them, look,
faff, but if they,
we can go through this rigmarole, or you can just send me 10
you
quid, please.
you might have got a happy
You.
customer service rep. Yeah, other people might not get that.
Yeah, well, just stand your ground. So I bought that, but then I have also this week, and it was genuine Black Friday, I bought a new TV and I bought
I
LG
saw that.
OLED, and it's
They're
just
stunning, aren't they?
I hadn't appreciated just like it's that is the bigger upgrade than the PS5 Pro in terms of what you're playing. I think if you are playing on a regular PS5 and just a non-OLED TV, get an OLED TV before you buy a PS5 Pro, because that makes such a difference. Like I just can't get over how good
Even
stuff
for
looks
movies,
on
just
it.
literally. And you
Yeah,
got a sound bar as well, didn't you? I know I'm just like
and that was
leaving your
Black
that
Friday. It
all.
came with a sound bar and subwoofer as well.
Yeah, I've got an OLED TV downstairs in the living room with the sound woofer and all that kind of stuff. And oh my god, what a viewing experience that is every time.
Yeah, I just watch it. I'm just like, it just looks so good. I can't get over. 'Cause my TV before it was a LG Nano Cell one, which was okay 4 or 5 years ago when I got it. But I think when I got that, OLEDs were really expensive, and I was like kind of out of my price range at that point. So I kind of got that one instead, and I always regretted it. I was like, I should have just held out and got an OLED one back then. But I'm glad I have one now because, yeah, it makes the PS5 Pro. I was finished Star Wars Outlaws this week, and it just the whole final act of that game I played on the Pro and on that TV, and just
Nice.
like it really elevated the ending of it, because the ending of that game
I bet
is
the
absolutely
colours were
fantastic.
popping on it as well.
Yeah, and then there's a big bit at the end. There's like a big space battle at the end of it, which is just like the black of the space just looks again so good, and then all of the spaceships and the lasers and things are all popping out on it. It's just
Nice.
it looks so good, and then it's got all the kind of VRO and all that kind of stuff, and it's So I am in flat gaming heaven at the moment with the Pro and the LG OLED. It's just like, oh man, it's so good. But I have no money now. It's all gone.
Yeah,
so,
I feel that way too. I mean,
um,
I'm pretty sure your OLED TV and soundbar was a lot more expensive than my Legion Go, PlayStation Plus, and all that kind of stuff. So, and my huge socks, you know.
yeah, I've blown my Switch 2 fund now, so I have to get saving again for that. I had money set aside for that, but that's all gone now. And certainly my Quest 3 fund is now gone, so we'll be holding out for the next few months until the next time I get some cash.
What I do want to say though, now after playing like a portable device that I've really enjoyed, because I haven't played a portable device since the Vita, and I actually I commented to Ben today. I think it was on Blue Sky, and I said I finally get why he's such a huge advocate for portable gaming. Like I've never appreciated it. We've all known my stance on the Switch, but like playing the Legion Go these past few days, I finally get why he's like this is gaming for him. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to put that out there. You know, Ben, you could hear that. You could be happy that I've finally voiced this completely.
Ben was right.
Oh, Ben's right at a lot of things. Dude's great.
Yep.
Which reminds us, go listen to the Mimic's Vow as well if you like non-VR stuff. New episode every Thursday. They're doing great things, and I think they did a really good episode this week. I think they said it's one of their most viewed ones, or it's best day one episode. So really proud of them.
Yep. Good lads. Always welcome. Seats warm for you. Good. All right. Well, I hope everyone else has picked up some good bargains on Black Friday. Maybe let us know in the comments.
Let us know
what you picked
definitely.
up, what your favourite VR bargain was. We were going to talk about some because there's been some cracking PSVR2 game sales and Black Friday deals for PSVR2 games and for Quest as well. But I don't know when the Quest sale ends, but the PSVR2 sale ends the day before this episode is going to drop. So
yeah,
no
I think
point
Quest is
trying to
2nd
recommend
December as well.
Same as well. Yeah. So there's no point telling everyone to go out. But I did. Blue Sky out. I did post on Blue Sky. Get the 7th guest because that's been half price at the moment. If you've got,
I
PS
saw
Plus.
your post. I've got that.
Yeah, £12.
Finally got it.
That is a great price for that game. That is worth every penny of that. So, so cool.
Brilliant.
Well, let's leave things there for tonight, shall we?
Sounds good.
Or for this morning, whenever you're listening. We don't mind.
Yeah.
But thanks again for listening whenever you are listening to us. And if you have enjoyed this episode, we'd love it if you could please tell your family and your friends all about us. Maybe next time you're speaking to your mum, let her know. And if you want to get more involved, don't hesitate to jump into the Discord and say hello. We love seeing you all there. I've been your host, Laurie. This guy has been Reece, and we will see you again next time. Until then, it's goodbye.